Now here you see we are dealing with human reproductive system. Now this human reproductive system is similar to what we had dealt with the flowering plants. Okay, so basically the first and the primary function of the reproductive system is to produce the male gamete and the female gamete. Okay, so the male gamete is known as a sperms and the female gamete is known as a ova. Okay, so the process by which the sperms are produced is known as spermatogenesis. Okay, the spermatogenesis, okay, here, and the production of ova is known as oogenesis. Okay, now these spermatogenesis is very similar to the production of microsporogenesis. Okay, spermatogenesis is very similar to the microsporogenesis, and here oogenesis is very similar to the production of egg cells. Okay, egg cells or macrosporogenesis. Clear? So now these two, the spermatogenesis and the oogenesis, has to take place in a specific reproductive organs. Okay, so reproductive organs, they are different in case of males and they are different in case of female, because phenotypically and genotypically, what is phenotypically? The physical appearance, and genotypically the genetic constituent of both the male and the female are entirely different. So obviously they have got a different organ system and their functions are entirely different from one to the other. But see, the general process of spermatogenesis and oogenesis holds good for all the higher animals that is capable of sexual reproduction. Okay, now you see, especially the vertebrates, all the vertebrates, and here it is of common characters of mammalia, because humans comes under the group mammalia because of the presence of a pair of mammary glands. Okay, now you see here, if we consider the reproductive organs in the male, we have here a pair of testes, the seminiferous tubules, epididymis, vas deferens, Cooper's gland, prostate gland, and ejaculatory duct, which is also known as a penis. Now here this penis form a common ejaculatory duct of the urethra as well as the semen. Okay, so this is a brief of the male reproductive organs found here. Now you see this pair of testes, these are actually glandular organ. Okay, so within this pair of testes we have Leydig cells. Okay, and hormones are also there. Okay, so these they secrete hormone as well as they secrete the spermatogenic cells. Okay, generally we call it as Leydig cells that develop into the sperms. Okay, now here in female, if we see they have got a pair of ovary, then they have got a pair of ovary. Now each ovary is connected with a oviduct, and you see this ovary and the oviduct, they don't have a direct connection. When I'll show you the figure, I'll show you, and then they have got an uterus. Now uterus is actually the place, okay, that facilitates fertilization as well as the development of the fetus. That means here the embryo that grows out into a baby is called a fetus, and here this is the vagina. Okay, now these are the primary sex organs as well as in male and female, but along with that the females have a pair of mammary glands, and these pair of mammary gland, the function is secretion of milk secretion. And why is it important? Because milk secretion is always for the nourishment of the young ones. Okay, now here you see the diagram. Okay, see, we have the vas deferens, we have the prostate gland, we have the penis, we have the urethra. Okay, see here Then another one is the bulbourethral gland. So bulbourethral gland is related to the urinary system, and here the ejaculatory duct is there. So this consists of the male reproductive organ. But if you see here, you see here, see these are lobes, okay. Then the vasa differentia, that becomes vasa difference. The epididymis, see the vas difference is there, okay. Then seminal vesicle, prostate gland, bulbourethral gland, urethra, testis. Now see these entire thing, I see that together it deals with the urinogenital system. Why urino? Because you see the urethra, and see I said, see this penis forms a common ejaculatory duct of the semen as well as that of the urine. So obviously this urinary system is also connected to this genital system, okay. So this is the male. Now here you see, this is the female reproductive organ. Here you see these are the pair of ovaries, okay. Now this is actually, you see the fallopian tube, or you call it as an oviduct, okay. Now see the ova is produced here, but it is released inside this, and see there is no physical connection, and it is generally sucked in by this, you see fimbri, infundibulum and ampulla, and this is the isthmus. This all together is called, forms a fallopian tube or oviduct, and from here you see this is the uterine chamber, or you call it as an uterus. See the walls of the uterus are there, endometrium, myometrium and perimetrium, the outside wall. Then here you have the cervix, that means the mouth of the uterus, okay. This is a cervical canal, and this is a vagina or the birth canal through which the fetus is released out, okay. So this is a gross structure or the organ both of the male and the female. Now as I said, the organ producing the female gamete is the ovary, okay, and it produces the ova, and here you see the pair of testes are there. So these pair of testes, they produce the male gametes, and that is known as the sperm, okay. So again the spermiogenesis or spermatogenesis happens within this, okay. That means here they have got, see retitestis is there, okay. So these structures I'll show you, I'll share a different video, and where we'll be singularly dealing with the spermiogenesis, okay. Now here, this is the portion where it is produced, and same that meiosis takes place, okay. Meiosis 1 and meiosis 2, each cell divides into 4, and that 4 again divides. So the main aim is the production of the haploid cells, okay, in case of ova, and as in case of sperm also 1:4 ratio. Now those haploid cells, okay, they are released outside the body, so they are microscopic and they are capable of movement. So that means it is common to all male reproductive cells, male gametes. That means they are microscopic, that means they are smaller in size and they are capable of movement. Whereas if we talk of the female, here if we talk of the female reproductive organ, they are basically larger in size, they are macroscopic, and they are sessile, they don't move, they simply don't move. See, it's released here and it stays here, okay. Now if fertilization does not happen, it goes out of the body as cell debris, and if fertilization happens, see, it gets attached here, okay. So this uterus is actually the house, or provides safety and nourishment to the growing fetus. Clear?